He's actually from Ohio, the quarterback.
Valor.
But I just want to. I'm calling. But listen,
No, but I
he's
think
an
that's a
honorary
great point you just
Pennsylvania
made.
boy. You know
We're
what I'm
not,
saying? He's
again,
right.
like
He's
we're
right
having
in
fun
my
with these
backyard.
conversations and everything, but we're not talking about Nebraska or Florida State or schools that we're not like associated with. These are both our alma maters. So we're about as tied in as you can get to these organizations. And so my question to you is, when you go out and you're at the tailgates, you're talking to all the alumni, all the lettermen, is that the feeling amongst the lettermen? Is kind of our sentiment as well? Is just like, it's a confusion. It's a, what are we doing? What's happening? I can't relate. This is a different experience than what I had.
Listen, I would tell you,
Yeah.
I never, they're all against it.
Yeah.
But one of my boys gave him $1 million
Yeah.
to support the NIL. I wanted to punch him in the mouth. You know what I'm saying to you? But anyway, that's neither here or there. But what I'm saying though is,
Right.
they're not going to experience the camaraderie of having 100 guys from the 1970s teams that won national championships all the way to the teams of over throughout 2000. There's a boatload of guys there. You know what I'm saying here? But the point of the matter is they're not going to have that, because they're not going to be together. They're not going to have a university that they actually graduated from. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Because they would have been playing at different spots. They were getting paid. And I guarantee you, the Pitt kid that's making $1.7 million, he ain't going to be making $1.7 million a year. He's going to be at another school. The Holstein kid, he'll be at another school. You know what I'm saying to you? So the point I'm making to you is, and then they don't have the type of educations we all have. We have some pretty smart guys done really good for themselves. All the guys, all guys very, very successful in athletics and successful in business. And they're not going to have that, because they're getting garbage educations, because what you had talked about. They're shifting around. They're going to end up without even a degree. And even the and I'm talking about all the sports. I'm talking about cross country. I'm talking about volleyball.
Again, it's really easy. It's
soccer,
really easy to talk about football and basketball,
field hockey.
Because, obviously those are the big televised and it's the big money sports. But like, this is going on in cross country. This is going on in water polo, in diving, gymnastics. This is all going on. So again, you got to look at it from like a second level, where you're literally looking down into it and be like, oh wow, this is like screwed up from like multiple levels, and how like money corrupts, and how all these, listen, level playing field, right? All we want is opportunities for the kids. All we want is a level playing field in sports. Don't get me started. Let's not get started in business in the real world, because it's not fair. Life isn't fair, right? That's pretty much standard when everyone knows that. But when you step onto a field to play a sport, you should have the same opportunity that anyone else does. And that's what the same opportunity to not only better yourself, but you shouldn't be put into all of these other things that are going to hinder your experience instead of make it more beneficial. So that's it.
Of course, and like we're talking about, Andrew, it's a matter of all of the athletes having a level playing field. Okay, the alumni, you got to understand. Look, and wrestling, I went and watched Pitt wrestle Princeton. And it came down to the heavyweight match. I love the heavyweight at Pitt. He needed a pin. He got taken down.
Awesome.
And he came out, he pinned the kid. They won by 1 point. They won 20-19. Where there was a couple thousand people. They all went crazy. And wow, he's not getting paid. The heavyweight's not getting paid. He'll remember that for the rest of his life. And everybody that was there will remember that for the rest of their lives. You understand? But I just want to touch on some wrestling here to close the show out, because it's in full swing. And man, we got the Nittany Lions, number one in the country, of course, again. But listen, looking at the trend with Penn State trending down in football, too much money the guys are making, right? Hockey, they're out getting journeymen rather than getting good, solid Pennsylvania kids to be a goalie. They were in the Frozen Four. They're on a downtrend. The volleyball's on a downtrend. I got news for you. Boy, those guys are getting paid big money to wrestle at Penn State right now, ain't you? And I'm very disappointed. They brought this Japanese cat in. Like, who needs a Japanese guy in Pennsylvania? I mean, you know, and I'm very sensitive to it. I've been agitated. I've been talking to you about this forever. You know, so to see a Japanese cat take over Major League Baseball with a $700 million contract, send them back to Japan. Let American guys compete. We don't need Japanese guys here in America, especially in Pennsylvania. This is the greatest wrestling state in the world. You know, we're better than any state in Russia, any region of the world. This is the region of the world where wrestling is the top sport. And it's bull. It's bull that they got a Japanese kid on that wrestling team and they're paying him to wrestle. You ever see it? And I hope, listen, he's a freestyle wrestler. I hope he gets his ass, you know what, by everybody. You understand? In the room, I hope he don't even start the guy. They bring in a freestyle guy. We wrestle folk style, and you know, for the college guys.